Hey, it's Aaron the Hope from Mobilereviews-eh.ca, and if you're trying to choose between the Otterbox Defender and the Ballistic Hardcore, we've got 5 differences that might sway your decision towards, well, one of the other cases. Now, we've done reviews for both these cases, and our reviews are based on real usage, so we actually use them, and we've done some pretty awful things to both of these cases with actual iPhones in them. We gave the Ballistic Hardcore a score of 3.9 A's out of 5, and the Otterbox Defender 3.4 A's out of 5.
Real usage, real reviews. Mobilereviews-eh.ca.
At Mobilereviews-eh, our reviews are based on actual usage. So these cases are tough, so we tried to figure out how tough they really are. The Otterbox Defender took a 40-foot flight, and the iPhone was kind of okay after that. The Hardcore says you could drop it from 12 feet, which we did, and we're glad to say that it fully protected the iPhone from a 12-foot drop, which is pretty incredible, no bending included. Now, after we do all those awful things to the cases, we grade them consistently. We've got 9 different categories that we score these cases against, and that's how we come up with our score. Now, if you'd rather stop listening to my voice and rather be reading this comparison, head over to our website. We've got a comparison table that lists out how we've rated both of these cases. Difference number 1, the Hardcore is definitely bigger, and I'm going to say sort of after that. The Hardcore is bigger fully and stored, but you can remove the outer rubber bumper, which makes it smaller than the Defender, and the best part about this is that the slimmed down version still works with the holster. We're really big fans of the modularity of the Ballistic Hardcore. You can kind of pick and choose the level of protection you want instead of just having to carry around this massive block of rubber in your pocket all the time or on your belt. Difference number 2, the Ballistic Hardcore offers way more protection. You can drop the Ballistic Hardcore from 12 feet. That is pretty crazy given that 12 feet is pretty high, and I don't think many people are going to be dropping things from 12 feet. Who would you trust, a company that says you can drop it from 12 feet or a company that doesn't tell you can drop it at all, but says it's tough? Difference number 3, both cases suck at dust protection. But Aaron the Ho, if both things suck, that's really not a difference. Well, both of these cases suck differently. The Ballistic Hardcore doesn't have a cover for the Touch ID. Now, you don't have to worry about the breeze scratching the Touch ID since it's made from sapphire and it can pretty handle much anything other than a diamond cutting it, but it will let dust in between your iPhone and your touchscreen. So you're going to have to clean out your case every once in a while if you want to keep your iPhone pristine. Now, the Defender doesn't have that problem. It has a membrane that covers the Touch ID, so you're not going to have any problem of dust getting through that way. But the Defender doesn't really fit the iPhone 6 well. There's a lot of gaps on the inside of the case, which we don't really like. Also, the screen protector doesn't sit flush on the screen, so there's gaps. So smaller pieces of dust and debris may be able to get between your iPhone and your screen protector, and if you're touching it, you're going to be scratching up your iPhone screen real good. Speaking of the gap on the Otterbox Defender, that is difference number 4. That gap kind of sucks the joy out of using your iPhone 6 and the Otterbox Defender. Now, I am ragging on Otterbox pretty hard, and I'm not anti-Otterbox. The Otterbox Preserver is one of the best waterproof cases that we've tested for the 5S, but the Otterbox Defender, I think you could definitely do better. Now, both these cases do have gaps, but the gap on the Defender is incredibly noticeable. As I said before, this gap really takes the joy out of using your iPhone and reduces the sensitivity of the screen to the point where you're basically stabbing your screen rather than swiping. The Hardcore does have a much smaller gap, but again, it's so minimal, like you really have to look for it in order to find it. Difference number 5 deals with the screen viewability of the case. Do you like your stuff being wobbly, or do you like stuff not being as clear? Because the Otterbox Defender doesn't sit flush on the iPhone's touchscreen, you get wobbly and multiple reflections coming off the screen protector. On the Hardcore, it sits fairly flush on the touchscreen, but it diffuses the Retina HD screen, so you don't actually fully enjoy your iPhone's wonderful touchscreen. Those are kind of the 5 biggest differences in my head, based on my time with these cases. I do have one more that didn't quite make the list, but I will mention it. If this is the first time you're watching one of our videos, I do encourage you to click subscribe. We produce videos 2 to 3 times a week dealing with product reviews, news, as well as tips and tricks. Now, if this review or comparison was helpful to you, do consider, maybe making a PayPal donation to the channel, or maybe buying one of these cases through our site. We don't get paid by any of these case manufacturers to do these reviews. Nobody pays us to, smash up the iPhones that we smash up. So any sort of support would be great. Now, the last thing I will say is that the buttons on the Otterbox Defender are harder to get to, but that changes over time because the rubber bumper gets loose, right? Then it becomes quite easy to get to your buttons, but then that becomes a problem in itself because the rubber bumper becomes loose and it doesn't fit around the entire hard polycarbonate case as well. That's not great. I don't like that. All right, if you have any questions for me, do ask them in the comment section below, or ask them on Facebook, on our Facebook page, or on Google Plus, or on Instagram, or on Twitter. We're basically everywhere, and I will get back to you generally if you are civil. Anyways, I'm Aaron the Ho. Thank you for watching, and well, definitely keep your phone safe with the Ballistic Hardcore. That would be the case that I would choose, and definitely not this one. Thanks for watching. Okay, Monty, which case do you choose? Pick one. Go on, take it. He chooses the Ballistic Hardcore. Great choice, buddy. Great choice.